Digital video explosion. Experience this year's University of Oregon's finest projects of animation, live action, and experimental video. The Digital Explosion. Exclusively on Channel 29, Community Television of Lane County. You may already know that the Downtown Initiative for the Visual Arts is the place to be. With 6 galleries, dozens of workshops, all in the center of Lane County. But did you know that DIVA is a venue for those who love cinema? DIVA showcases the works of film and video artists throughout the world. Experience everything from classical to experimental and documentary. Exclusively screened at the Downtown Initiative for the Visual Arts, 110 West Broadway in Eugene.
The building behind me is Gerlinger Hall. Supposedly this building is haunted. I am an expert in the paranormal. What I'd like to do is go inside and see if I sense something strange, unusual, and abnormal. Here the dead lie, awakens the spirits of the dead. It's dark, creepy to most people, but not to me. Sensing spirits of the dead can be a creepy thing. It can change the room temperature. It can feel like a soft breeze blowing on your face. Can make you feel like you're being watched. Something's behind you. You turn and you look. Nothing's there. Nothing is there. Something's behind you. You turn and you look. Nothing's there. Nothing is there. But as you turn to look, that creepy feeling stays behind you, and you can't escape it. To some people, the only choice is to run and get out of the building. But for me, it means stay and study.
My life was pretty messed up.
That's all I have to say.
Can you tell Richard what happened to your teeth? Can you show him? Open your mouth wide. Now lift up your lip so we can see. There you go. That's good. Can you tell him some of the things that Santa Claus brought you? Right down there. Can you tell Rich what you're going to do at the YMCA? When do you start that? Can you tell Richard who came over to the house for Christmas dinner? Do you remember the names of the people? Brooks, yeah, that was right, John. Do you remember that? Okay, can you tell Richard some of the things you do at school?
Well, sure good to see everyone, but boy, has Mother ever aged.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is Jesus Christ.
I remember the day he said I was a liar. I remember the day he said I was not his son.
And then we went over to Dunn's school and listened to Brian, who sang with his kindergarten class. He sang nice and loud, but he closed his eyes just as tight as he could because he didn't want to look at all the strangers.
Tell me where your son Brian is.
I wish I knew.
Tell me where your son Brian is.
I wish I knew. Threw them someplace. What about it? Girl, will you go upstairs and find a nice wife and find my baby?
It seemed kind of simplistic, but when we came, there was a spirit here, and it was really enjoyable. And it seems like it would answer a lot of those really basic questions. You know, people, I think, outside the church are easily misinformed. And when you walk in the doors and they go through all of the basic things and the pictures on the wall, it just brings it all home. It's like, this is a great place.
Maybe walk into the, into the foyer, dress appropriately, but take them up there and help them to understand and feel the spirit.
Do you have any advice for Tyson?
No, just go as you see.
And I would say, never go to bed mad. When you start to argue, hold hands. It's a lot harder to argue when you're holding hands.
It's like that movie. And TV, it's like that.
Just to have fun. Yeah, just to have a lot of fun.
Great.
Because it get a little annoying because like if you have a little sister that's really annoying and when you have them over she's always nice, it makes him think that she's also nice, so she wants to hire her. And then you're like, no, you don't understand. Sisters are different than you think. And try and never hire your sister. They can get a little annoying.
And for their effectual exclusion from the state, and for the punishment of persons who shall bring them into the state, or employ, or harbor them. Judge Deedy was one who helped outlaw slavery in 1844. This may seem to indicate that he had an enlightened attitude toward African Americans. This was not the case. The aim of making slavery illegal was to keep African Americans out of the state forever. George Lawson of Yamhill County moved that non-whites should be legally treated as inferiors due to an innate condition. He said, it being the opinion of this legislator that a Negro, Chinaman, or Indian has no right that a white man is bound to respect, and that a white man may murder, rob, rape, shoot, stab, and cut any of those worthless and vagabond races without being called to account therefor, provided he shall do the said acts of bravery and chivalry when no white man be troubled by seeing the same. This law was not repealed until 1927.
Initially, long ago, it started out as flood control, and we understand why it's there. Prime directive is to hold back those winter floodwaters to protect life and safety. Secondary, of course, is agricultural, and they'll need to, hold back the water and during the winter time, and then the summer months, and they let it out a little bit at a time so people can water the crops. And third, is the recreation. I think that recreation is important as well.
The reservoir was constructed back in the late 30s, early 40s. I don't think there was a lot of concern given to environmental consequences in that time frame. The challenges then were to control floods and to provide some supplemental water storage for irrigation pursuant to development. There's the importance of Fern Ridge as a major water body and wetland, fringe wetland providing and habitat for birds.
They noticed depressions in the dam. Tried to put a camera down it and realized that the drain system was plugged and that the dam was in a failure mode.